In 994 YT, the economic bubble burst in what came to be known as the first Atlas-wide financial collapse. As the confidence in the Turaki bonds vanished, many countries which relied on this security saw their value plummet. This included all the most important holdings of the Immortal Bank, which was dissolved as a consequence. The value of many assets, especially stocks and bonds, evaporated. Never before had the world economy faced such a scale of unemployment and such a degree of catastrophe. It was unclear whom to blame. This led to a period of extreme instability. Asalantra disintegrated. Tokunaga and Ryonur gained their independence. Valano and Inoria were severely destabilized. But without a doubt, it was the Central West that was hit hardest. There, the whole Edenistic world collapsed. Where the so-called Immortal Kingdom had once stood, only a fractured, anarchistic political wasteland remained. There, countless petty lords feud over their individual provinces. Collectively, these fractured holdings are known as the dukedoms. Even today, a clear political order has not been established in this region, although Morul, Halon Eru, and Frankenland have founded nation-states with defined borders. These countries have had variable degrees of success in stabilizing their population and are therefore not officially part of the dukedoms, despite existing in the former holdings of the Immortal Kingdom. Meanwhile, the countries of the Middle East turned to honordom as a method to avoid collapse and protect the power of the ruling elite. Notable to the east of this region is the dynasty, which weathered the crisis shockingly well and evaded honordom expansion. They were able to do so because they had a stable native currency, strong domestic markets, and because they had taken great advantage of the rubber revolution. A word on that revolution. Around the year 900, people had started experimenting with rubber as a material. It found first use in slingshots, and eventually repeater slingshots replaced repeat shot bows. The smaller ammunition proved to be a great boon to clip capacity, ammunition storage, and logistics. After the technology had found use in the military, it reached civilian life where rubber hammers and presses were invented. The press could be hooked up to a water wheel on a river, store the river's energy, and then deliver it as needed. This created factories, assembly lines, standardized airship models, and cities strategically positioned on rivers filled their towns with industry as factory-made commodities swept the market, and materials like iron were more widely than ever forged and used en masse. Although this technology emerged around the beginning of the new millennium, only few countries were able to make effective use of it, embroiled in civil strife and financial collapse as they were. Yet, honordom countries succeeded here, and indeed we can trace much of their present influence to humble rubber. While some countries struggled and others thrived in any given moment, the reality was that technological progress continued to march on. As production facilities and dependencies of countries became more sophisticated, just like the financial market had become before the initial collapse, countries were forced to rethink national security issues. The whole system of interlinking parts to, for example, make the Air Force a reliable weapon in uncertain times required an extraordinary amount of different resources, specialized facilities, and logistics between these to work properly and be effective during wartime. This led to an array of wars in which a new kind of maneuver warfare was used, which devastated earlier powerful nations. This was the main reason for the rise of the Sokusan Confederation, which attacked the Yato empires at crucial weak links, unsecured ammunition factories, airports, and general infrastructure, instead of attacking the armed forces directly. At the same time, honordom expanded. After they secured all Fajarium mountains from Norris, which remained at a fraction of its former strength, they advanced west. In Amorea, around 1079 YT, a civil war broke out, fomented by heavy Onodum-funded propaganda. It was, in a way, the most significant event in the East in the last century, as it saw the involvement of both the dynasty and the Holy Empires, especially Custodia, which both officially or unofficially in the dynasty's case, backed one of the two sides in the conflict, leading to the defeat of the dynasty-backed rebels and the adoption of Onodum in Amorea. The country was first led by a puppet government and later officially integrated into the Holy Empire in 1088 YT. This, as you know, triggered the formation of the League, our League, which began with Asilantra, Reonor, Frostland, and the Dynasty, and has now grown to include our new ally Norus, is the official counterpart to Onodum aggression